Hey guys, what is up? My name is Connor, and today's me helping you guys decide between the Apple TV or the Roku. Now this is a very hard topic to discuss because both have features that one has and the other doesn't. So let's go ahead and start with some different products that you can buy. On one side there's Roku, which you have multiple devices to choose from, all the way from the Roku Express at the low cost of around $30, all the way up to the Roku Ultra, which as of right now, it comes in at about $110. A really cool feature of the Roku is that it actually has a slot for the micro SD card, so you can add additional storage for the almost 4,500 channels that you can choose from, versus Apple's 1,600 video apps. Now, as far as Apple TV goes, you have the 4th generation of the device, which comes in two different versions, a 32GB version or a 64GB version. Now, starting off with a huge downside to the Apple TV is that it doesn't output in 4K video, while most of the Roku devices do. Now, for a huge downside to the Roku is the fact that Apple was smart enough to put a freaking rechargeable battery in their remote, and that Roku didn't. Now, that's one thing I can't get over with really anything, is having to replace the batteries every 2 to 3 weeks, which is exactly what you'll be doing with the Roku remote. Now, by far, that is the biggest problem, and actually, there's a way to get past it. Roku has an option to use your phone as a remote instead of the remote that comes stock. Now, getting past one of the biggest disadvantages of the Roku, there are actually a few things that Roku did right, but Apple did not. A cool thing they did was they actually put a few buttons on the front of the remote for apps that users will use on a daily basis. So when you go to chill, you can just smack that Netflix button and the app will start. In addition, they've added a headphone jack, so if you have many people in the house and you want to listen privately, you could just plug in a pair of headphones or the ones that come with the Roku to the remote and you're able to listen in quiet. For the Apple remote, it is very slim. They claim that the battery in the remote will last for a month, and again, you can recharge it. On the remote, they've added a touchpad, which is very smooth to use. They've also added a button for Siri, and they kept the remote very minimal. As far as expandability goes, you already know that the Roku has a slot for a micro SD card, but it also actually has a slot for a USB drive, just in case you want to play music or videos through your Roku from the USB drive. For Apple TV, the only thing you get is a USB Type-C slot for service and support. On the Apple TV, it has very few slots, a few of which being power, USB Type-C, an HDMI port, and an Ethernet port. On Roku, on the device you have an Ethernet, optical out, HDMI, micro SD, and a DC power in. Now lastly, for a few of my favorite features about each device. The Roku is very sleek and isn't too noticeable. It has an internal fan to keep it from overheating, and on the top of the device it has a button you can press in case you happen to lose the remote. With the Roku, you can actually use a universal remote to maybe save some cost buying batteries for every single one of your devices. For the Apple TV, it has a touchpad on the remote. It has an area on the bottom of the remote so you can charge the remote, which will save you money in the future. And the Apple TV is compatible with a lot of various Bluetooth keyboards. So by far, the option I would go with is the Roku, just because of its low price and many of the awesome features that it comes with. And that's really it for this video, guys. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys have any video ideas for the future, comment them below. Leave a like if you guys liked the video, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in the next one.